over the hills and far from mine. She's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her my heart covered as a gift, and hope that you'll take it into her side.
And a real sad experience from Congo, like many others, would try to enlighten us of who the new man, Duane, is. So Alain is a Congo Nufriend, whom Duane told in a real sad experience that he had severe kidney problem. And so what happened, he was in a hospital, he went to a hospital, he was very ill, and the medics there could not actually diagnose what was wrong with him, and he was suffering, he was under pain, the agony. And so while he was admitted in that hospital, so Duane appeared to him again, a second time in his real sad experience, and still reiterated the first pronouncement that he had severe kidney problems. And before this new friend had this experience, he was singing the hue and the new song and asking for assistance. And so the new man came to him in the real sad experience and still reiterated that he had a serious kidney problem, which was the cause of his hospitalization. So his family that was taking care of him, they decided to make a change of place. So they took him to another hospital and started all over again. So he was diagnosed this time correctly. And behold, the results were exactly as Duane had told him on 2 occasions on the real side. So now the doctors had a handle on his ailment, and they administered the right treatment this time. And in a very short time, he was up and doing, and he's doing fine now. So I don't think there's any secret agenda in this. I don't think there's any kind of control of one's mind in this real side experience. Instead, what I see is we have an accomplished doctor who can tell us exactly what is wrong with us. Meanwhile, the scientists with all their medical equipments, they make a hit and miss kind of game, and they cannot actually pinpoint what is wrong until it's late. So I think if people were hearing some of these stories in sessions like this, it would help them. But for those some here, they have blocked their ears. So that is it, Duane.
Well, thank you for sharing, Charles. Those are very important. And if you'd write that down, and we'll make an image, Ava will make an image like we have of the other ones. And this is where you share the images. And so here's the idea. As people share, okay, the boys, Rebazar and the boys and all the real guides, they will guide people to what we're sharing. You see, so all you have to do is just take the time to share in a Facebook and whatever, Twitter, whatever you like. I like Facebook, it's fine. Okay, even though the Nazis own it, hey, it's fine, it's workable. Right now it's workable. Who knows tomorrow, today, whatever. But right now the Skype, everything is working. And so the boys will direct people to that, like the websites they've created, and Kelsey and others, you see. As you go out there, and don't do it one time, do it 1,000 times. Just keep doing it. See, and as you're doing that, you're earning your way, okay, for life to support you. So yes, also, you notice that the individual went to the hospital where he didn't get the right diagnosis. Then all of a sudden, his family decided to move him to another hospital. Well, I have these experiences myself. Everybody does all the time. It's almost like you've got to be shown what it isn't so that you can be shown what it is. And so even all those years I was in the corporation and I knew what was going on, it was a good lesson for me of what not to do. I needed that ground into me, you see, so that I wouldn't go out and do the same things that others did, you see, because they didn't recognize the stuff. And so the same thing in this experience. Now he's got a comparison of the two, you see. And so it's not that so much that we always look for help. Yeah, when we need it, we need it. I've gone through it myself. The idea is that from that experience, all of a sudden you realize, hey, I've got to take a better look at myself and take care of myself, because I don't want to be in the hospital again. My last time in the hospital several years ago, that was a direct attack from the cow. It came all the way into the physical here. So, but that's different. I wake up with bruises on myself because I get whacked at night for what I do. And I've seen Yabel and the other boys take hits for me with a scar across their head or something like that. They'll take hits for me. And so they have in the past, huge hits, because again, they don't want us here. But yeah, those things are very important for people to know. And again, I'm the reference provider is really what I am. That's what the new man is. And the last experience that we shared a couple of weeks ago, where one of the Africans did the new you, and they saw me on the real side, like 700 meters tall, which is like 2,200 feet or something like that, just a giant being of light. Well, again, I refer to that as, it's not about me in the personal sense. There's the personal Duane, which is the body here. Okay, that's the personal self and doing the funny things it does. I provide this reference material. But what they're seeing on the real side is what I'm aware of. I'm a demonstration of my awareness. And this is where you see people on the real side, they are demonstrating their awareness. So anyone can see anyone on the real side, okay? And they come out this way or that way, etc. And so this is where we have this opportunity to see this. So again, this person is paying attention. And so, yeah, if you would write that up, we'll create an image with it. It's very, very important, because those little things like that, just one little thing like that experience, that can set into motion a lot of people to have the opportunity. But it's people learning to look to the real side too and listening. So, and you've got to experiment. You've got to take the risk. So they moved him to another hospital, and things worked out. But he can do better for himself where he doesn't have to go back to the hospital, paying more attention of his diet, his attitudes, or whatever it is. So again, this is what, this is what's provided, and for people to learn to better identify what you don't need. You see, it's not a matter of what you need. See, this is the best part of the isness life is. It's already complete. Everything's already available to you. Everything you need on every level. You just simply have to recognize it, and in the meantime, recognize what you don't need so that it is possible for you. See, it's like in reverse, where everybody's chasing through these spiritual paths and religions and whatever. They're always begging, pleading, chasing their initiations, something from God or blessings or whatever. You're chasing it all the time. That's the illusion, because they don't see the isness life is. You need to recognize that it's already that, and you simply become more aware of what you don't need, not just collecting a bunch of funny stuff, but at the same time, do you have the courage to step up and be creative to refer to this true reality so others have the opportunity too? That's how you really earn your way, because you have to prove to life that you're worthy to stand real with it, not just because you want to. You got to do it. You've got to do the test. You got to prove it. You got to figure it out. Yes. So yes, please do that, Charles. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll do it, and we have many more from the Congo. So let me just read one from Mark before I come to the really funny one. In a real side experience, Heather was with a real guide, and they were flying high. So when they reached a certain level, he saw Mariam, who had a list in her hand of new friends. So he realized that Mariam had crossed certain names. So he was apprehensive that maybe Mariam had crossed his name too, but was later full of joy to find that his name was uncrossed. So, in this experience, Mariam knows who is the real Nufriend on the real side, and those who are not true Nufriends, she crosses their names. So this friend was happy that his name was not crossed.
Let me, Charles, this is a very good idea here, and that is that, yes, that's why the individual had the experience, because he probably in some way within himself had a concern, and it was shown to him that it's okay. Here's the idea. The real guides pick you, is what they do. Just like kind of a scout that goes around to high schools and colleges and looks for people to play in the major leagues. You know, they go around and they watch the players. The real guides objectively watch people, and then they approach them, is what they do at a particular time, in a particular way, to see if they'd be interested, because they see how they are and they give them the opportunity. And so it would seem like we are looking, but no, when we're ready, it's kind of like when the fruit is ripe, you pick it. Just like a farmer knows basically when the fruit is ripe, and he picks it. Otherwise, he leaves it on the tree. And so again, when this opportunity comes up, just to even know this, let others know. Take advantage of it. You know, the books, the materials, the Skypes, everything is there. Take advantage of it, instead of glazing over and just saying, oh, it's this or that, or it's another this, or it sounds like that. Well, okay, then you lost it again. Another lifetime, you lost it again. It could be the whole lifetime, but it will constantly come around. So again, this is where people have to realize that, okay, he had a concern, I would say. That's why he had the experience. And at the same time, do not take that for granted, but prove it and earn your way. Very important to let people know they are to earn their way in a particular way. So, and there's many ways to do that, but what's your personal life worth when you have this? You know, this is better than ever, this isness, to recognize this and be a part of it. And also the bigger part is to support others as they support you. That's the whole idea here. And so this is how the whole of life is. This is how it really is. It is a self-supporting, where everybody supports each other. You see, it's not just like, oh, this is for me and that's for me and I want this. No, you have to get past all that. So yes, go ahead, Charles. You have more. Thank you.
Yeah, and we're coming to the funny parts, funny experiences soon. So you remember the blue light man of Congo, Trésor Bade Sadio. So he told one Nufriend, Panic, to come and see him, and he will help him out with his problems. Then Panic told him about the new group in Congo, about the new presentation, and the new man. So the blue light man told him not to talk anymore about the new group because it will soon cease to exist. Wow, that was really a very bold pronouncement. So Panic went home and sang the new song before going to bed. And in his real sight experience, he went to the Congo New group meeting place. And behold, that was the blue light man hiding in a corner. So Panic asked him what was his business again with the new friends after he had proclaimed his blue light to the superior. So the blue light man begs him to lower his voice because if others heard him reprimanding him, they might chase him away. So this experience really shows that the blue light man has nowhere else to go. Don't know whether Duane can say something. It's funny.
So the outer and the real side, they don't quite parallel yet, do they?
Yes.
So he's seen both sides, right? So again, you see the pretense of the surface world. Anybody can present anything, and that's how life is. Anybody can do whatever they want. I get it. And so this is where, he was shown on the real side, and that is that he has the personal ego, which is understandable, but on the real side, he's hiding in the corner with everyone else in the group, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's hiding in a corner, not making himself conspicuous.
Right.
Wanting to do his own new activities, singing the new, maybe taking part in the book discussions, but not being very, very visible, very vocal, because he had made this kind of bold pronouncements that the group would soon cease to exist. That his blue light was superior, so he's now in a humble corner, just hiding and listening and doing his part.
Many times this is people that what they do is that, and this is what the cabal does too, and they're doing it, and this is what Joni does, and whatever. They take what I have done and they're using it, but they start to twist it a little bit because it's all about them, you see. And so just like when he first went to the blue light man, when you look at it, what is the blue light man referencing? You see, is he referencing the true reality, the all is? No, he's not. He's referencing basically himself. This is where Harry and all these other people, they are where they are. They're referencing themselves. And so where does that go? It's like, oh, I know this or I know that or whatever. Okay, so you know whatever. Okay, you know things that are created in creation. Well, on the real side, I would say the impression I'm getting is that he's taking what's going on, you see, and he's sneaking it around, you might say, and incorporating it with himself. This is what Joni's doing too. They read everything that I write. They know, but for the most part, she's a smart gal. She knows it makes sense. So she's going to incorporate it little by little, thinking that by using what I've created, it's going to work. Well, guess what? It's not. Because overall, she's deception. You can't take, something that, does provide a benefit and then utilize it as a deception. It's not going to work. But at the same time, he has the opportunity to wake up also. In other words, you might say in a way he's fooling himself. So he may all of a sudden realize one day, all of a sudden, it's like, wow, there really is something here, just more than myself. But, again, that's the challenge. It just depends. It's always a tug of war between the personal self and what it wants and the ideas that it has of itself. And really, does it want to be honorable and sincere and just figure things out? In other words, instead of it just being about him, is he willing to step up and support others that support this reality that can support him? You see? That's how it works. And the real guides see that too. You want it for yourself, fine, you can have it. You can have the knowledge, whatever. But are you willing to step up and support the real guides? I've always supported Rebsar and the boys. That's why they support me. See? And a lot of people think it's a fantasy. Fine. I'm fine with it. I don't care what people think. I'm not thinking for others. See? That support factor is very important. Do you have the courage to step up and support those that are supporting this true reality and referencing it? You see? So again, let's see what happens with this story. That's very good. He's seen it. Thank you, Charles. Go ahead.
Yeah, and it has not ended, Duane. We'll now put the final nail on the blue light man.
She's waiting for love to be realized. I'll send her my heart covered as a gift, and hope that you'll take it into her side.